Most people go boating during daylight hours, but some people leave before sunrise and come back after sunset. When it gets dark, you lose your points of reference and must rely on other ways to navigate safely. You also lose perspective, and it's difficult to see whether any one light is closer or further away than another light. This video was taken at night off Brisbane and shows how difficult it is to see details in the dark, like the yacht approaching to pass on the port side. Rule 3 of the collision regulations says, "The term restricted visibility means any condition in which visibility is restricted by fog, mist, falling snow, heavy rainstorms, sandstorms, or any other similar causes." The hours of darkness between sunset and sunrise fall into this category. Rule 5 goes on to say, "Every vessel shall at all times maintain a proper lookout by sight and hearing, as well as by all available means appropriate in the prevailing circumstances and conditions, so as to make a full appraisal of the situation and the risk of collision." This means you need to be more watchful and careful during the hours of darkness. If you have a GPS or chart plotter, you'll use this in addition to using your eyes and ears, as well as those of others on board. The chart plotter will show you where you are in relation to fixed objects on the chart, but it won't show you other boats or new hazards. Rule 6 of the collision regulations says every vessel shall at all times proceed at a safe speed, so that she can take proper and effective action to avoid collision and be stopped within a distance appropriate to the prevailing circumstances and conditions. This means that at night you should slow down and take extra care of where you are going and what is about you. Boats must also have lights on after sunset and before sunrise. These lights will vary a little on the length of the boat and what type it is, whether it's power or sail, and how long it is. There's a wide range of navigation light combinations used by larger vessels. These help identify the type of vessel and what kind of activity it's undertaking. Your Boat Safe workbook will explain most of the more common combinations. Keep it handy on board. A simple rule for all recreational boat operators is to play safe and keep well clear of all large boats displaying additional lights at night. When operating at night, you'll be able to see IALA lights and the navigation lights on boats. This can make boating difficult if there are also lights ashore as a background to where you're operating. This is referred to as backlighting and can be very confusing as the lights on the shore blend with the lights on the water. Lateral marks are red for left and green for right and will generally flash if they're lit. Here is a Google Earth image of an area in southern Moreton Bay. This area is noted for its narrow channels and sandbanks. While mangrove-covered islands are easy to see during the day, they're a lot harder to see at night. The sandbanks will only be visible at low tide and will be invisible at night. This is the chart of the same area. The sandbanks are visible on the chart where they weren't visible on the photograph. The chart also shows where the IALA marks are and how often they flash. The chart of this area shows the channels clearly and shows a large number of IALA marks. The chart also shows the direction of travel into port. How often they flash will vary on the individual light. You'll need to refer to the chart to identify a particular light and locate your position on the chart. There are also cardinal marks in this area, and you need to remember to keep in the waters as directed by these marks. In summary, take special care when travelling at any time of restricted visibility, as potential hazards are harder to see. Slow down when boating in rain, fog, mist, smoke, or glare. Glare can be particularly difficult. Avoid travelling directly into a setting sun or rising sun. Good quality Polaroid sunglasses may also limit the effect of glare reflecting off the water. It is unsafe to navigate a boat with lights illuminating the water directly ahead because it will deprive you and other boat operators of night vision. Cabin lights and glare from instruments should also be minimized when boating at night. Spotlights can be used to identify specific hazards, but this should be done only when operating at very slow speed and without affecting other waterway users. The most important thing to remember when driving a boat at night or at times of restricted visibility, like sunrise or sunset, is to slow down and keep a good lookout. The speed of travel should be much less than that travelled by day or in good visibility situation. Remember, waterways are not like well-defined roads. Not all navigation hazards have lights indicating their position. Examples are shallow banks, oyster leases, and unlit navigation marks. It is difficult to judge distances at night. Background lighting on the shore can cause confusion. All boats are required to show some form of lighting at night. A safe speed is a speed at which sufficient action can be taken in time to prevent a collision. Keep an extra lookout.